I'm here with two special guests from the American Society for Non-Destructive Testing. I'm here with Mr. Paul Lang, which I later I will ask him to present himself, and with Mr. David Bajula, which I will also ask you to introduce yourself. So, please.
Sure. Hello, everyone. So my name is Paul Lang. I am the Chief Global Strategy Officer at ASNT, and I also have another title. I'm also the Executive Director of ASNT Certification Services that oversees certification accreditation for ASNT. And I'm happy to be here. It's been a great event, and I'm glad we have the opportunity to sit down for a few moments and talk about what we're all passionate about, and that's NDT.
David, please.
Thank you. My name is David Bajula. I'm a past president of the ASNT, but I'm also currently the Pan American Federation president. But more importantly, on behalf of ASNT, I serve on the certification management team. I am the chairman of the certification management committee within ASNT, and happy to be here with Abendi and sharing in all the good passion of NDT that this guy here right here has.
Thank you. Let me ask a couple of questions about ASNT. How old is ASNT? How many members ASNT has?
We celebrated our 75th anniversary in 2018, so we are over 80 years in operation ASNT.
Is it the oldest society in the world?
I think it may be. I don't know exactly, but it is one of the oldest societies for sure.
Let's start talking about certification. One of the major concerns nowadays is regarding the artificial intelligence. How do you perceive this? What is the impact that you see in the future regarding the certification, regarding the people working in the front line? I mean, those which put the hands there every day. So what is your perception about this?
So I think what AI has done, ML, all these new technologies, is really make us now rethink how we do certification. What are the important parts? What are the important competencies and skills? Are we looking at the right things now as we introduce AI into the NDT field? You know, where does it work best to enhance the technicians' capabilities to do testing and everything? And with that, how does it work with certification? You know, do we need to look at certification a little differently about how we certify individuals, what their strengths are, skills? Dave gave a great presentation yesterday, you know, about skill sets, about competency versus certification, and how that's going to look in the future. So I think what it's done is, one, it's accelerated how we look at things and how we're going to have to come to solutions, and two, it's starting to really open up the conversation of what the certification look like in the future. And we're starting to get that feeling that it's not going to look any way like it is currently today. So I think that's what we're looking at now, and that's what ASNT, you know, is starting to focus on, is how do we make a transition? Because we believe there's a transition coming, and you know, we just want to be on the cusp of that. We want to lead that transition. So we got to get our, I don't want to say ducks in a row, but we really need to start looking in-depthly about what are we actually certifying individuals for, and two, what are those competencies, and do they need to change when we introduce AI, ML, assisted analysis, all these neat things that are coming in. So that's my take from the ASNT perspective. You know, I'm sure Dave, he's on the front lines working it, so you know, he's got his take on it, which we heard yesterday in the presentation, which I thought was very good for everyone. So I think that's where we're at. We're watching the technology move quickly, and we're trying to respond to it, take it in, and see what changes we need to make in the landscape in the future in order to use it effectively for the good of NDT.
Yeah, so I agree with that 100%. I also believe that days of old certification was based on qualifications. Days of new, certification is going to be based on competency. I foresee the future being an assessment of competency on specific tasks. In other words, there's entirely possible in the future we will have technicians that are qualified and competent to collect data. We'll have a separate group of technicians that evaluate data. We'll have a separate set of technicians that review data and approve data. And then there will also be an auditing element. So it's entirely possible we could have a 4-tier system, not necessarily level 1, 2, 3, 4, but a 4-tier system where AI is worked into that model, and there's more than just data collection, data review, data auditing, and data approval. And almost all the NDT data or modalities or methods that we do have the capability of being digital. Even magnetic particle, we can record it, we can use lasers, we can do all sorts of things. So I think all the NDT data of the future being digital.
Let me change a little bit the subject. You are also the new president of the Pan American Federation, and we are going to have a Congress, the Pan American Congress. Could you tell us a little bit about where we will be and when we will be? Could you tell us a little bit about this?
Sure, absolutely. So I'm honored to currently be elected to be the president for the Pan American NDT Federation. And the expectation is that the United States will have the next Pan NDT conference in the U.S., most likely in Miami. We have yet to determine the exact location, but we do know it will be in 2029.
Oh, good news. Yeah. In Miami.
Most likely.
Keep it a secret.
Okay, and my last question. Well, we are here at the Conaendi, and we have this relationship, Abendi and the ASNT. How do you see this collaboration? What are the next steps?
It's a pleasure to be down here. I'm down here for a couple of reasons. One, for the Congress, obviously, the conference. Second was for the Pan American, to get exposure to that and be with Dave as he takes over that role. Now, the third is our relationship with Abendi particularly. As I mentioned before, when we start looking at new technologies and maybe certification has to change, I think the societies need to have a deeper relationship and an understanding of the direction of that, so that we can work together, as societies, NDT societies, in educating and informing and eventually putting out the requirements that could be a change in how we do certification, how we do accreditation. And in order to lead the way, I think the societies have to have those conversations, have to be connected with one another. So this is an opportunity for Abendi and ASNT to work even closer with aligning our certification programs, and then start talking about what that future looks like, so we can start moving the transition that I think we all know is coming. And you hate to be going off in different paths, because it's never successful. So you have to do it within groups, and I think that's what the NDT societies are there for, is to be able to help the industry, inform the industry, educate the industry, and to respond to their needs. And their needs right now are, how do you do certification? With the workforce that's diminishing, it's even harder for the industry to do those certification services things, those inspection services. And I think the societies need to step up and help industry with the answer to that. I mean, that's what we're here for. So it's been a great week. We've been able to do a lot of talking about that, about what the future holds, and alignment of our programs, and to celebrate the Pan American Federation of NDT. Have a great time at this conference, and look forward to the next time we get to see you.
We too. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for this quick chat, and let's see what the future will hold for us.
You're very welcome.
Oh, absolutely. It will be bright.
Congratulations on a wonderful conference.
Yep.
Thank you.
It's been a joy to be here. Take care, everyone.